Hey there everyone, Hitesh here and welcome to another video. And in this video, I'm going to show you that how we can do the thing which we are not able to yet do. So notice here when I click on this, the form is not toggling with the class we expected it to be. The form is also not loading up the data and my edit button not working and delete 100% is not working. So first and foremost, let's go with the easy way. We are going to pass from the parent the information in the child that please go ahead and delete this to do. How can we do it? It's actually very simple, and this is the more foundational concept inside this. Remember, we were passing on these colon and this completed, and this was actually being received inside in here like props. So we were able to do it. But did you notice that we are not receiving the key anywhere because it was not meant to be received? Similar to that, if you want to pass on any executable prop, it's not really great word, but this is exactly what it is. Or let's just say we want to pass on some method from parent to child, we're going to use @. So we're going to call this one as on-delete. Why am I calling it as on-delete? Because it makes sense. Call it as on Superman, on Spider-Man, however you like. The basic funda and the foundation is we use on to follow the guidelines like on click, on mount, on mouse over, stuff like that. And hyphen because W3C guidelines say that if you're adding any of these properties or data like classes on your own, so just call it as your own dash classes, something like that. So how do we do that? We simply go ahead and say there is a delete to do, but delete to do requires you to pass on the exact to do that you want to delete. And that answer is already with us. Inside the loop, I can pass it on. This alone is not enough to actually do the work. We need to actually accept this. I'm going to accept this inside the props. No, this is where the biggest mistake happens for the first time viewer of the Vue. We don't do it. Executable things can be directly used. For example, I'm going to come inside this button. I'm going to say, hey, look for an event click. Whenever the click actually happens, we are going to emit some of the stuff. So emit works like this, and inside this, inside the two quotes, you pass on exactly what you passed on here. The reason for copying and pasting, so that you know which data we are exactly pasting up. So as soon as I do this, when I come here, this is what we have deleted. Now surely with this information alone, we can complete this entire application. By the way, data is not persistent. So we can actually finish up this entirety of the thing, but I want you to do a little bit more. We're not going to be directly working on the edit like this, that hey, just edit it and pass on everything. Rather, we're going to do some of the fancy stuff for which Vue is known for. But first and foremost, let's pass on rest of the information as well. So we're going to simply say that, hey, I want to pass on delete. So similar to that, I'm going to simply say on toggle. Toggle, there we go, and give me toggle to do. And just pass me on the exact to do. So there we go. You gave me that. And there is another one which is on dash edit. That is going to be edit to do. And in the edit to do, definitely I need the existing to do. But now comes up the interesting part, because I need this new to do string as well. And this is the data which is flowing from child to parent. So that is actually a bit interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to say something like this, and there's a special syntax. We say this as event. Now don't you worry too much about this event. We're going to code this in such a beautiful way that it's automatically going to do most of the stuff. We surely 100% can add this event directly in here and pass on whatever the new modified data, but we want to do it a bit different way. Okay, so enough of the information that we have passed on. We haven't actually worked on the create to do yet. We will be doing that later on. But this is all what we need to pass on as of now. We will be coming back here. Now let's just go ahead and add some of the properties here that is going to be super helpful for us. First and foremost, the easier part. Inside this button, what I can do is I can show you another property which is very similar to like what you see in the Angular. I can use this colon again, and I can simply say class. In the class, I can actually just go ahead and like ask it. Notice we are already passing on this completed. I can actually go ahead and have this completed. Now what this completed is going to do, it's going to be the true and false value. But right now it's not toggling. But since I'm passing on this on toggle, now I can actually do it. So I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, look for a click event. And if the click event, just we want to emit some stuff. So emit is going to go like this. And there we go. What thing to pass on? On toggle, copy that. And we are going to paste it up here. Save that. Now I go back. I should be able to actually toggle on and off. So there we go. But since it's inside the button, it's not really looking nice. Surely we can add more CSS to do it, but right now it's doing the job. I'll give you the finalized CSS version of the file. Don't you worry on that part, but at least we know how to pass on the data and how to do the fun stuff. Now, right now, if I click on this, this is going great, but right now in the form, nothing is loaded up. So we need some data to be loaded up inside the form, but we're going to do it a different way. So first and foremost, we're going to define a couple of methods here so that whenever the editing actually starts and ends, we are able to do something much more when somebody clicks on edit. So let's come back here. And after that, copy, and we are going to simply say methods. I'm going to add 2 methods here. The first is going to be start editing, which is going to go like this. There we go. Another one is going to be end editing. There we go. There we go. Now I'm going to, missed that. So first and foremost, the reason or the part where you finish the editing, that's the most important thing, or where you end the editing. Because this is exactly the part where you emit an event and mark it that, hey, array, you can take this and do whatever you like to do, the editing part. First and foremost, notice we got this guy here, which is editing, responsible for toggling the event of editing on and off. So we're going to simply say this dot is editing is now back to false. False. There we go. And in another line, I'm going to say this dot emit event. That's the most important. So we're emitting on an event, which is on edit. Not only that, but we are going to be passing on the latest information, which is there in the this dot new to do string. But you might be asking where actually this new to do string actually comes in. Okay. This is going to come in when you're going to start editing. When you're going to start editing, you're going to come here and you're going to say if, first and foremost, check out whether you're in editing mode or not. So whether this dot is editing. If I'm into the true part, remember we are starting with the false. So this is never going to get in. So we need to actually flip the switch here so that we can get into the editing mode. As soon as you get in the editing mode, we're going to say this dot, and you have this new to do string. Remember, this new to do string is something that we are defining. The prop that we are getting is the to do string. So obviously you are designing something new. So you need to load the previous one and then you can modify the edit. So the new one will get all the information which is there in this dot. What are we receiving from the prop? To do string. To do string. So that is all done. And once that is all done, this means we need to flip the switch as well after this. So we're going to say this dot is editing is now true. Once it is true, that means I cannot actually go back again in. I've already flipped the switch. So that is part is done. And in the else case, we're going to just call this one again. So this dot end editing. So that's what we want to do. Again, if you look it very loosely, this is very, very simple logic. If you're going to go too much in depth, then it's going to become a nightmare. Okay, moving on to the part that how we want to actually start these things. So first and foremost, we need to come back onto this, that I'm going to look for an event, which is click. And previously I was emitting an event, which was saying, hey, directly just load some method from the parent, but this time not. This time I want you to just use this one here, which is start editing. So copy that and start this event. There we go. Nice and easy. Okay. But now there are still a couple of things which are remaining. We haven't actually touched this form. So how this form is actually going to load all of this data? What is this extra double quotes doing here? Save that. Okay, looks okay. But now if I click on edit, nothing happens. Things are happening behind the scene, but it's not actually reflecting us inside this form. So let's go ahead and take care of the form here. First and foremost, what you want to do in this form, so anybody who submits the form, you want to stop that. So we're going to look for an event, which is submit. And we simply want to say end. I'm going to copy that. I know myself. Editing, copy. And here I want to paste that, and that's it. But not only just submit, we want to prevent it and actually rather start this event here on editing. Now, the most important thing. Okay, first and foremost, there is right now nothing which is connecting my input with this new to do string. The data is loading, but nobody is informing my input. So informing that actually goes with the modeling of the data, which is vmodel. Once you have this V model, this can directly affect to any of the variable you like. In this case, new string. I'm going to go ahead and paste it up here. Now save this, but there are a little bit more that's going on. Now right now, if I try to click on edit, okay, my data is loading up. But if I go ahead and try to add an S here, I click outside, nothing is happening. This string is not updating. This string is not updating because once actually your cursor moves outside, there should be something which notifies that, hey, I'm all done and now you can actually finish this off or something like this. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go back into this input, and for all of these events, if you remember your JavaScript days, we have this blur which can have it. And this blur is going to just go ahead and start this editing process. So we're going to go ahead and start the editing process when somebody actually comes here. Save this. And now let's come back here. Again, let's hit a reload. There we go. Click on edit. I'm going to say S. I'm going to hit outside. And now this is updating. OK, so far so good. But notice here that it's not really great if I'm able to see both of them at the same side. Like, I can actually make this one flushed off, like I can reset the form. There is no big issue with that, but I don't really want to see both of them at the same time. We have to learn a little bit more here, not much, little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to come onto this button first and foremost. I'm going to say something like v-if. This is known as conditional rendering. And how does this going to work? We're going to simply say, is somebody in the editing mode? If somebody is in the editing mode, means he's focused on the input, I don't want to see this. Okay. I can actually use the same v-if here, but thank goodness they thought it out and they actually give us v-else. That means automatically this is the else part of this v-if. Save this, and now you're going to see something different. So make Angular courses, hit edit. We're going to say make React courses. And once I click outside of it, it's updated. But things are happening so much speedily and so fast, it looks like and gives a feel that, oh, once you click on it, automatically you are editing directly the text, but behind the scene, you are not doing it. And I can definitely delete it and definitely work out on the toggle as well. Okay, there we go. Now only one thing is remaining now, which is how to add the create form. And trust me, that is the most easiest thing that you can do up here compared to what we were able to achieve here. Okay, so that is all the editing part of it. Now let's go ahead and move on to a next video and try to add another component to create the form, and let's catch up in the next one.